I went out to the local community Safeway to do some outreach when I fell upon a gentleman sitting out on the parking lot uh, heat, sitting there talking about God on his cardboard sign.
I believe in God, all right? And at the time, I was trying to walk the way the Bible wants me to walk and that, and I was out there trying to do the God thing in the parking lot of Safeway.
I thought, this individual looks like a veteran to me. And the way I summed it up was the backpack that he had sitting next to him was rolled similar to what you would see in a modern day rucksack for military.
And she asked me if I was a veteran.
And he said, "Yes, ma'am, proudly, I am." And I said, "Well, do you happen to be homeless?" I didn't want to misjudge. And he said, "No, ma'am, I'm not homeless. I'm traveling."
Here, let me show you something. I think I can get close enough to the camera that you can see this. Can you see that? That's what I used to do. I hitchhiked around the countryside for 15 years, doing that thing, and drove a couple of hippie buses. I'd have my backpack, I had my dog, I had my props. That's what I called it, my props.
And I said, "Do you have a place to stay tonight?" And he said, "No, I'm going to be staying outside in the elements." And I said, it was getting warm. And I asked him point blank, "How do you feel about having some housing taken care of by the VA and HUD-VASH and the HUD-VASH clinic?" And he said, "How much is it going to cost me?" I said, "Well, we can talk about that, but I first have to find out if you're eligible." So I took down his information.
She called, she said, "Hey, I found a veteran," gave me his name and his social security number. We had to verify, obviously, that he was a veteran, so I was able to do that relatively quick and assist him in getting immediately into a motel.
Our number one goal in the homeless is the veteran's family and their housing, to provide them a dignity, to provide them a place to live and take care of their own health and daily activities.
And I told him, I said, "We can do this for you. We can get you set up in a place as quickly as possible." And he said, "Okay, let's do this."
We help our homeless veterans get into the housing, and we case manage them. We help them. We visit them every month or sooner if they need it. We assist them with all their needs: housing, medical, mental health.
And so we brought him back to the office over the period of the next week to do the paperwork for the food stamps, medical care. I contacted the eligibility enrollment clerk, got him set up with an ID card for the VA.
And because of how quickly the SSVF program can work with veterans to pay a deposit, to pay the first month's rent, he was able to get into the apartment. With the SSVF program, he was able to get it furnished, get the initial needs for the apartment. And then we proceeded from there.
From the time I met Rosemary in the Safeway parking lot, within a week, I had an apartment. Within 1 week.
He's actually found a job, a part-time job. His apartment is immaculate. He has acquired some TVs, furniture, tables to help him live as happy as he can. He has air conditioning and heat if he needed it. He can cook his meals. And he's a good cook from what he says.
I bought me a $500 van, finally got the brakes done on it, and now I'm driving a van. So I went from being a traveler, I guess I'm adulting right now, trying to be an adult.
And in one of my visits to him, I asked him if he had reconnected with any of his family. He said, yeah, I invited my daughter over and we're going to have dinner. I'm going to fix her dinner. And I thought, that is just amazing.
Really and truly, the VA gets the credit for this. I just went along with the thing, you know. I mean, I wasn't really expecting this. So I wasn't really expecting to have a place. I wasn't really expecting to still be here.
One of the questions that I asked of Mr. Patterson was, is there anything else you need? And he said, I'm sorry. He said, you did everything. You did everything for me. You gave me a home. I don't need anything else.